and today we are going to discuss the topic called hereditary and evolution. So before going into the lesson, let me tell you a very short story which is happening in a hamlet or a small village. So there in a village, birth of a child girl has happened, and his father Ram is very excited about her childbirth, saying that his dead mother has taken incarnation and took the rebirth as a child girl in his home. So everybody in the village is also excited, saying that, encouraging Ram that yes, your dead mother has came back in the form of your daughter. So is it a fact? Is it happening truly? What is the science behind that? Whether it is a myth or a fact, let us discuss. So before going to reveal the secret, let me introduce myself. I am Archana&TheMaster. My qualification is MSc MBA. I work for renowned institutions in Telangana, Hyderabad, and I am working as a writer and editor to Learning app. So coming into the point, whether it is a myth or the fact, the scientific fact behind the belief of the villagers is that it's called hereditary. What is hereditary here? Hereditary is nothing but the transformations of genes and characters or traits from one generation to another generation, or from parent to offspring is called hereditary. So this is what happening in the village. So the girl child has attained the characteristics or traits from his grandmother. That is called hereditary. That is the scientific reason behind the fact. Okay, coming to the hereditary. What is hereditary and what are the variations, types of variations, and the importance of variations we are going to learn here. Yes, coming to the variations here. After hereditary, we come to know it is transforming characters from one generation to next generation, from one parent to next offspring. Okay, so here variation. What is the variation? Variation is nothing but a very small or minute differences occurring in the characters or traits. So she not be exactly like her grandmother. She might be having some features in difference. That might be in the speech or in the height, but she is having a feature similar in the face or her color. Okay, that is nothing but variations. Types of variations. So how many types of variations? We notice two types of variations in the hereditary. One is somatic, another is vegetative variation. What is somatic? The word somatic says vegetative cells. So that is nothing but what body cells. That is neither inherited. That is not brought from generation to generation. That is completely an acquired character. Let us take an example of cutting of tails of a dog. So let us take example of a lizard which has cut tails in the fight between two lizards. One lizard lost his tail. Does the same characters appears in its offspring? No, because it is a somatic variation which is acquired by the lizard individually after the birth. So that are not transformable. That is called somatic variation. Other is vegetative variation that occurs in the reproductive cells. These are transforming, inherited from one parent to one generation to other generations, and this is also called inherited characteristic. Example, skin color or human height, blue color eyes, all these balded head, all these are passing from one generation to other generations. So let us take an example of sugar, BP, and baldness. Everything, this all are inherited characteristics. Nowadays we can say that obesity is also an inherited disease. So this is passing from one generation to another generation. So what is the importance of variations? So after attaining this sort of changes in the changing in the environment, what happens? The species will adapt to certain changing environment, and it will lead its living. So that is that the species increases its chances of its own survival in the changing environment. Let us take a very practical example, that mosquitoes. So before going invention of all out, in the early days of using all outs, jet coils and so on, what happened? The mosquitoes used to die quickly. So since decades, since 15 years, we are using coils, all outs and so on. What happened? The mosquitoes attained resistance. They attained resistance. The resistance power passed from mosquitoes generation 1 to other. What happened? They attained resistance and they stopped reacting to the all outs and so on. So one other example is bacteria. Bacteria could be dead in the heat, higher temperatures. What happened? As our temperature climate changes, so what happened? Bacteria also attained its nature. What is evolution? Evolution is a sequence of gradual changes taking place in primitive organisms over millions occurring sequentially. They are gradual changes are occurring in the what? In the living organisms. Which organisms? Those are very primitive organisms, and what it is leading to a new species. So this is evolution. So differences between, we learned about hereditary and we learned about evolution. What is the major differences? So in the difference of hereditary is there is transfer of characters or traits are occurring, but without changing any modification. There is occurring no modifications. As it is, genes are transferring from one generation to other. So coming to evolution, what happens? There is a drastic modification occurring in the characters and traits. Who is the father of this hereditary and inheritance characters? And these all experiments are done by John-Mendel. So John-Mendel has conducted experiments on pea plant. Later, he proposed the theory on inheritance. So these are the major differences. These are the major differences between